you imagine the conversation around the fire pit that evening as Jesus and his closest followers gathered? They had come from a meal at a tax collector's home, and I can only imagine that some of Jesus' closest followers were really at that point where they were asking the question aloud, has the master gone too far? Here they had gathered with Matthew or Levi and other sinners at the table, broken bread, and not only had they eaten together, but Jesus had invited Matthew to be part of their inner circle. In fact, I'd like to share with you this story that we've heard so many times before, just to refresh our minds. Later, Jesus went out and saw a tax collector named Levi sitting at the place where taxes were collected, and Jesus said to him, "Follow me." And Levi left everything and went with Jesus. In his home, Levi gave a big dinner for Jesus. Many tax collectors and other guests were also there. The Pharisees and some of their teachers of the laws of Moses grumbled to Jesus' disciples, saying, "Why do you eat with these tax collectors and other sinners?" And Jesus answered, "Healthy people don't need a doctor, but sick people do. I didn't come to invite good people to turn to God. I came to invite sinners." The Gospel of the Lord. Friends, we've all gathered at fire pits, tables, I suspect, especially as we get ready for the holiday season, with others whom we don't always hold the same values, the same understandings, the same beliefs about all kinds of things, from religion to politics. I'm sure that conversations will come up this season about everything from abortion to climate change to the very presence of Christ in the body and blood. It might be any number of topics, and there will surely be someone with whom we don't see eye to eye. But have we lost the ability to love the enemy, to love the stranger, to love the neighbor, to love the family member, even when we can't always agree? In the early 90s, I had a young woman, teenager, who I was serving alongside of, who helped this old sinner rethink the ways that I was approaching LGBTQIA siblings in Christ in regards to whether they should be ordained or not. I had pretty narrow views. Long conversations ensued, lots of late nights. She was extremely patient with me, and yet she helped me to reframe my opinion, to bring me a lot closer to the understanding that God had intended for me and for others. Towards LGBTQIA siblings and my understanding of leadership. You see, she was a powerful young leader herself. And she was really patient with this old man. And I changed my thinking. Now, it doesn't always happen, I know that. We might sit with others with whom we disagree, and their thinking may never change, nor might ours. But the reality is that Jesus gives us opportunity to show courage and grace with the other. And I believe that in Jesus' desire to expand the table and to allow for everyone to have a seat, that Christ is creating an opportunity for you and I to think about the tables that we gather at this fall, the fire pits that we sit around with family members, neighbors, and even those with whom we disagree. And to see where we might create space at our own tables. My prayer is that as you listen intently to those who you may not see eye to eye with, that we keep in mind that even the disciples, even Simon the Zealot, was able to make space for Matthew and for other sinners in the closest circle of Jesus' friends. Might we also make that room at our tables? Thanks be to God for open minds and open hearts this day. In Jesus' name, amen.